How to create a car obstacles game in MIT App Inventor. In this game, the player controls a car driving along a road filled with obstacles. The main goal is to avoid crashing into the obstacles by moving the car left or right. The game is designed with simple touch controls and uses timers to animate the movement of the car and the obstacles. If the car collides with an obstacle, a crash image appears, the game stops, and the player can click the reset button to try again. Adding game images to the workspace. On the right side media panel, click the Upload File button. Select and upload the following image files from your computer. Prepare the application's graphical interface. Set screen properties. In the Properties panel, right side of the screen, align horizontal, select center. This will center align all components horizontally on the screen. Title, change it to Car Game. This sets the title of the app that appears at the top of the screen on your phone. From the Drawing and Animation drawer, left sidebar, drag the canvas component onto the screen. The canvas is the main game area where all game actions take place. From the Drawing and Animation drawer, drag an image sprite onto the canvas. The road sprite can be moved downward using a clock timer to create the illusion that the car is moving forward. You must use two Road 1 and Road 2, and alternate them to simulate a looping background, like endless runner games. From the Drawing and Animation drawer, drag an image sprite onto the canvas. The Play_Car sprite is the main character controlled by the player. The Play_Car moves left or right when the player taps on the screen. From the Drawing and Animation drawer, drag an image sprite component into the canvas. Rename it as Car Obstacle 1. The Car Obstacle 1 is a falling object the player must avoid by moving the player's car left or right. It moves downward automatically using a clock timer to simulate movement. From the Drawing and Animation drawer, drag an image sprite component into the canvas. Rename it as Car Obstacle 2. The Car Obstacle 2 sprite adds difficulty and variation to the gameplay. From the Drawing and Animation drawer, drag another image sprite component onto the canvas. Rename it to image_crash. The image crash sprite plays a visual role during a collision. When the player's car collides with an obstacle, image crash becomes visible at the car's location to show an explosion or crash. From the User Interface drawer, drag a button onto the screen. Rename the button to Reset. After a collision, the game is paused and the reset button becomes visible. When clicked, it resets all game elements to their starting positions and restarts timers. From the Sensors drawer, drag a clock component onto the workspace. We use the clock 1 component to animate elements like the road and car_obstacle 1. From the Sensors drawer, drag another clock component onto the workspace. Clock 2 is responsible for controlling the movement of the second obstacle, car_obstacle 2. Programming the Car vs Obstacles mobile application. In the Procedures drawer, left sidebar, drag the procedure and rename it to Reset. The reset procedure is a custom block that you create to restart the game after a collision or when the player clicks the reset button. It resets all the game elements to their initial state. The reset procedure enables clock 1 to resume car_obstacle 1 and road movement. The reset procedure disables clock 2 to stop car_obstacle 2 temporarily. It hides crash image to remove visual crash effect. It optionally hides the second car obstacle. It resets the positions of the two cars' obstacles. The reset procedure allows user to control the player car. The reset hides the reset button to make game look clean after restarting. From the Screen 1 drawer, left side, drag the block when Screen1.initialize do. Inside this event, call the reset procedure. From the reset_button drawer, drag this block when reset, click do. Inside this event, call the reset procedure. Create the variable obstacle position 1 stores a random X position on the canvas for the car obstacle 1. It allows the obstacle to appear at a new random horizontal location every time the game resets or when it reappears after going off screen. From the procedures drawer, drag to procedure do. Rename it to generate obstacle 1. When the Y position of car underscore obstacle 1 becomes greater than 300, the generate obstacle 1 makes car obstacle 2 visible and enables clock 2 to begin moving car obstacle 2. The generate obstacle 1 procedure moves car obstacle 1 downward, increase Y, only if its vertical position is less than 600. This creates the effect of the obstacle moving step by step. When the car obstacle 1 reaches bottom, Y greater than 600, we generate a new random X position, reset its Y position to 1 and change its image to simulate a different obstacle.
create the variable obstacle position 2 stores a random X position on the canvas for the car obstacle 2.
It allows the obstacle to appear at a new random horizontal location every time the game resets or when it reappears after going off screen.
From the Procedures drawer, drag to Procedure Do. Rename it to Generate Obstacle 2. The Generate_Obstacle 2 procedure moves car_Obstacle 2 downward, increase Y. Only if its vertical position is less than 600. This creates the effect of the obstacle moving step by step. When the car obstacle 2 reaches bottom, Y greater than 600, we generate a new random X position, reset its Y position to 1, and change its image to simulate a different obstacle. From the clock 1 drawer, drag when clock 1 timer do. Every time clock 1 ticks, it switches the road image between road1.jpg and road2.jpg. Then it calls generate_obstacle1, which moves and resets car obstacle 1 when needed. From the clock 2 drawer, drag when clock 2.timer do. Then it calls generate obstacle 2, which moves and resets car obstacle 2 when needed. From the player car drawer, drag when player car touch do. The when player car touched event is triggered whenever the player touches the car sprite on the screen. Its role is to detect the touch interaction with the player's car, change the horizontal X position of the car to a new lane or location, from the player car drawer, drag when player car collided with other do. The when player car collided with event runs when the player's car hits an obstacle. Its role is to display a crash image above the car to visually indicate the accident. Show a reset button so the player can restart the game. Disable the player_car so it can no longer move. Stop clock 1, road animation, and clock 2, obstacle movement, so the game completely freezes.
To create an APK file, Android application file, from your project in MIT App Inventor, follow these simple steps. At the top of MIT App Inventor, click on Build Android App.app. If you chose the QR code, you'll see a QR image you can scan. If you chose download, the .app will be saved on your machine. Now you can install the APK on Android phones.
For more details you can see my website robotique.site robotic guide.